almost lost my father, and he's still in bad condition. All the memories I had with my father, and I could lose them now, right here, just when I was 9 years old. I'm sorry, but I could lose them so fast. The person who I made so many memories with, I mean, it was just too much of an immense concept for me. But he passed out on the floor. Sorry guys, I'm getting kind of emotional. It's really hard for me to talk. But he was bleeding, and my mother took him to the bed. And I sat with him along with my brother, and he was passed out lying on the floor. My brother tried to call 911. The ambulances came after 15 minutes. We thought it was too late, but came just in time. My father was carried into the ambulance. Tried to give him one last goodbye, but I knew he was unconscious, so it wouldn't last.
My name is Profesor Bari, and I recently graduated from Brooklyn Tech. I chose this college the day I almost lost my dad. Let me explain. 10 years ago in 2011, my dad would take me twice a week from our apartment in the Bronx all the way to City College. Back then we were so poor we couldn't even afford public transport, bus or train, forget about a car. So we would walk by foot all 10 miles from our apartment to City College. But it was worth it, because I got to sit in classes with one of the most famous physicists, Dr. Michio Kaku, as he taught astrophysics in Marshak Hall. And just across from that hall is where my dad used to work as a security guard. As he was washing his hands, something happened. Blood stopped flowing to his brain. His knees buckled. His arms dropped. And his body, his entire body, collapsed. He hit the bathroom toilet. His head hit the toilet, and an ugly thud sound rang out in the entire house. My mom started screaming. She started screaming, and I never heard those screams in my life before. So I ran to the bathroom to see what was going on. And I saw something that I will never forget for the rest of my life. I saw my dad, motionless, soundless, face down, his arms spread across the bathroom, his face bleeding, as it was attached to the cement bathroom tiles. I started going crazy. I didn't know what to do. And I grabbed the phone, somehow having the understanding that I had to call 911. So I called the ambulance, and in 2 minutes, 4 ambulance vans came. And the doctors, the emergency responders, rushed out of the vans, and they asked me, "Where's your dad?" And I pointed them. He's right here. He's right there. And the doctors came, and they attached. It was the worst thing I saw in my life. They attached so many knobs and devices and instruments to him. It was, and they were trying to wake him up, trying to put water on his face, trying to see if he was conscious. They were moving their hands around his face, trying to see if he was alive, if he was awake, if he was conscious, if he was breathing. So after that, the emergency responders took my dad on the stretcher to Mount Sinai Hospital. And I also went on the ambulance van. And I sat by my dad for the whole night, for the whole morning in Mount Sinai. And those were some of the longest moments in my life. As the doctors performed all sorts of operations on my dad. They gave him CAT scans, x-rays, long heart scans, short heart scans. And finally, after 2 heart scans 4 hours apart, the doctors brought the news. And my body was shaking. as the doctor delivered the news. They ruled out traumatic brain injury, cardiac arrest, and heart attack. That was the greatest relief in all my life. They ruled it out. And it was like a second life for my dad, because that day I almost lost my dad. But thanks to some of the greatest doctors who worked relentlessly, tirelessly to save my dad with all the operations, my dad survived. This would not have been possible in any other country with any other doctors. So let me thank those doctors who worked tirelessly to save my dad's life, because otherwise he wouldn't be here today. My dad is still struggling to speak, still struggling to eat, because he lost all the teeth in the front of his mouth. Thank you for praying for my dad. It has been healing him. Please keep praying so we can be together again.
Isaac Newton was able to lay the foundation of physics by asking questions.
Ruia College of the University of Mumbai, which was established in 1937, is one of the top academic institutions in India. Today, Ruia College principal, Dr. Anushree Lakur, invited Soborno to give a lecture in physics and computer science.
Soborno Isaac Bari.
Good afternoon, students, and welcome to my physics class. So, I am very excited to announce that I am returning to India. I will be giving a lecture at Sacred Heart College from 6:30 to 8 p.m. I love my India. So, I will be teaching from 6:30 to 8 p.m. like you just heard, so I have plenty of time. And I will be talking about my heroes, my personal favorites, Sir Isaac Newton and Albert Einstein. And I will also be talking about James Maxwell and, his friend, Michael Faraday. You know what Faraday said? Give me a magnet and give me a coil and I will light up the entire world. Together, we will light up all of India. I love my India. I love my India.
Isaac Bari, who is known as the god of mathematics, became the youngest professor in the history of mankind.